What is up, fam? Agent O here, and I've got an action figure review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the S.I.C. Kamen Rider Z Cross. I picked this figure up a long time ago, like back when I guess first dropped, and I took it out a couple times just to play around with it and get some pictures, and then I kind of put it back in the box and for storage until I get some more shelf space, and then I just kind of forgot about it. Then I was rummaging through some stuff, and then I came across it and I was like, oh my god, I never reviewed this, so let me do one now. And there are some really good things about this figure, and there's some really bad things about this figure. Well, not bad, but not great. But I'll get into that in a little bit. I'm going to talk about the good things about this guy. And first off, basically, like, the main thing that got me to buy this figure was basically all the level of detail that you get with an S.I.C. figure, and the design. Like, I know about the show, the old Kamen Rider show, but I was never really a big fan of the show itself. But then I saw this redesign of this classic character, and I was like, wow, they really outdid themselves, because the level of detail on this guy is, I mean, it's crazy. The whole redesign, I mean, there's so much stuff going on. Everywhere you look, there's detail, and there's, you know, he's got a utility belt that it looks like it just does all sorts of stuff. Like here, it looks like he's got like a little canteen, maybe some smoke bombs right here. Just all like pouches and just all sorts of things going on. And then the whole mixing with the whole feel of the cybernetics and you know, ninja armor type deal. It all just comes together well. It never looks like it's like the detailing is overdone, and even some parts of it are a little bit asymmetrical, but it all works to me. And you know, you've got, of course, you've got the trademark Kamen Rider compound eye in the translucent plastic effect, and I always love how that looks. I've never ever have a problem with it. Also, he's got this metallic, really shiny, glossy red on his head. Now, I have heard that it can wear off after a while, maybe from too much, you know, play or messing around with it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully they figure that out. I guess it happened on an older S.I.C. figure. But yeah, I mean, really great detail. Can't really, I mean, that's what this S.I.C. line is really known for, is the detailing that they do on these Kamen Rider figures. And I can't get over just how nice it looks. But aside from that, I want to talk about some of the accessories that he comes with. Okay, now here are just some of his accessories. Now, among these, he also comes with interchangeable hands. I didn't show those. I'll have them in a picture with everything that he comes with, but you know, interchangeable hands, they're pretty self-explanatory. They're open hands, there's, you know, closed fists, there's holding hands, sword holding hands, and the holding hand for the shuriken and this ninja bomb that he comes with. I don't know if you can really see that, but anyway, it's a really detailed bomb. It just looks like he just presses the little button, and you don't want to be around when it blows up, basically. And he has this nice little throwing star. You can see here, fits into one of the hands. He also comes with a translucent scarf, which just plugs into the back of the neck. And since it's just on a peg, you know, you've got some play with it as to which direction you want it to flow. Nothing I mean, it's cool because because of the translucent green that they use for it. And he also comes with this ninja sword. Even though it looks more like a samurai sword than a straight up ninjato, because the blade is curved and it's actually longer than what a ninjato would be. But surprisingly, the sword is made out of die-cast metal. Like, the entire sword is die-cast metal, even the handle and everything. And his paint apps are done really well. You know, can't really complain there. I don't really even know why they had to make this metal. I just know that they do incorporate die-cast metal in a lot of these figures, also in like the figure itself. So this is not, it's a nice touch. It's not necessary, but hey, I can dig it. It also has a scabbard, which is cool, and the sword does fit into the scabbard like so, and it stays really well. I mean, you have to, I mean, it fits in really nicely, like almost like a real sword would. And that's crazy. I mean, it's nice because I've seen a lot of figures where the sword didn't fit in very well. I think like the, what is it, the DC Batman Arkham Origins, Deathstroke had some problems with some QC issues with the sword and the scabbard, but no problem here. He also comes with this little shuriken, and he comes with this thing. I don't know what it is. It clips onto, like I said, I didn't watch the show. It clips onto his left leg, and I mean, it looks like a lightsaber almost, you know, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. One of these days I'll have to look it up when I look up the show. I mainly bought this guy just because of the design aspect of this dude. And I'm just going to move all that stuff out the way because I want to talk about the main crux of this review, which is the posability. One thing that I've noticed with these S.I.C. Figures is that they're high on detail but not really high on posability. Now, if they could get the same posability that we get with the S.H. Figure Arts figures, that would be totally awesome. I would probably buy those over, I'd probably buy these figures over the Figure Arts figures just because they look so much better. And that's saying a lot because the S.H. Figure Arts figures look really damn good. You know, show the detailing, the paint apps, it's all done well on those figures, and this is no slouch when it comes to those. But where these figures lack and the S.H. Figure Arts figures shine really hard is in the posability. Now you can see he does have a ball jointed head, and you do get a lot of good motion out of the head, and the neck also rotates too. So there's, and it moves up and down, so you can get that much more of a down look or an up look. His arms are on ball joints, and the shoulder pads do move, so you do have some play, so they don't get in the way, which is really great because there's an S.I.C. Kamen Rider figure I'm going to be doing next that suffers from restriction of movement due to the armor placement, but I'll get to that next time. And he does have double jointed elbows, and his hands are on a ball joint, so there's no wrist there's no forearm swivel, but you don't really need it because you have the swivel in the hands. Actually, nope, I take it back. There is forearm swivel. I did not notice that. All right, I stand corrected. It was so firm that I didn't bother trying to see if it moved, and it was so hidden. I mean, you can't see the swivel at all. So, okay, I guess there is forearm swivel, but it's not, like I said, it's not really necessary because, you know, you can get all the movement you need out of the wrist, but hey, I'll take it if it's there. You know, this figure, it's really good up until you get to the, well, I'm sorry, he also has a ab crunch, and he also has, you know, a hip swivel. I forgot to mention that. And the utility belt doesn't get in the way. It kind of has some movement to it too, so it doesn't restrict any of the upper body movement. It's in the hips. That's where the main problem of this figure lies. Even though he's got ball jointed hips and they're on a T joint, this is as far as you can get him apart, his legs apart. So you don't really have much of a, I mean, you can get some wide leg stances out of it, and you can get some rotation in the hips, so you can have knock-kneed poses if you wanted, but that's pretty much it. Like, you can't really get him to kick really high. Or if I wanted to, you know, do a rider kick, this is about it for the rider kick. You know, you can't get the leg up. I mean, maybe if you finagle it a bit, but because he doesn't really have much of a knee swivel, like, this is about it for the rider kick. And I know in the shows, a lot of the riders, they don't really extend a whole lot on the kick, but I like to, because it just looks that much more dynamic. So I do like to play around and exaggerate the kick a bit more, but that's my main problem, is right in here, which is kind of weird. I don't really, yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. I have a problem with the pelvic region. But yeah, he's got, you know, double jointed knees, which is always a plus, and he's got an ankle tilt, and he's got a toe point. And that's my other little gripe with this figure, is with the, you can actually see the joint. I'll have a better picture because I don't think my camera's picking it up very well, but he has this huge gap where the toe joint is supposed to be. You can see it there. You can see the white in the background poking through. And I mean, I don't know why they did that. If it was a design choice, because it really is off-putting. Maybe it's a cybernetic thing. I don't know, but it's weird. I thought maybe the foot pushed in or something, but it doesn't. It's just made that way. And I don't know if it's my figure in particular, because I haven't watched any other reviews on this guy. Maybe I will. Maybe they have the same problem. It was just something that occurs on all the figures. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it for you know, the posability. The posability is what's really lacking in this figure, especially in the leg area. I can still get some pretty good poses out of him, some cool action poses or some ninja-like poses. One thing I wish they would have included amongst the hands is like a ninja hand where, you know, he's doing the two fingers up, you know, like so. If they had thrown that in there, that would have been kind of cool too. Just so I could do some crouching, you know, ninja, maybe doing some hand signs or something. But you know, you can't really make this guy crouch quite the way you want it to where it looks natural. Like he's always got a lean, you know, or something. I mean, you can finagle with it, and you can play around, and you can get it to where you want it. But actually, this isn't too bad. When I was messing around with him earlier and trying to get some action poses out of him, he wasn't quite doing what I wanted, just because, I couldn't move his legs exactly where I wanted them to be. But it just sucks. I wish there had been, maybe if they had cut. I don't want to pull the leg out of the socket, just because I don't want to weaken the joint. But if they had just made, like, maybe made the some more play inside of this leg, so that you can get more of a spread pose. That would be better. I mean, that would be even better. I mean, like I said, having it this far apart's not bad. I just really wanted some really dynamic poses, especially with the sword. I think that just would have helped make this figure that much better. But you know, I really don't have any other problems with this figure aside from the posability within the pelvic area. Yeah, I mean, if anything, you know, this figure still would make a really nice, I don't know, like a really posable statue type of figure. It's not one I would play with a whole lot, or I would constantly play with, you know, reposing it and whatnot. I'll probably put him in a few poses and leave it at that. Yeah, I'd probably just use it more as like a statuesque type of thing. Just a statue with way more posability than you're used to, especially with like some of the other DC figures that they don't have a whole lot of articulation, but the sculpt is really nice. I would treat it more like those figures. So that's really about it for this review. Like I said, I got a couple more S.I.C figures I'm going to review, and I just got all my SH Figure Arts Power Rangers figures, so I'll be doing a mass review on that pretty soon, probably within the next week. So that one's probably going to be a big one. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and I'm looking forward to finally playing around with those guys because I've been waiting for them all to drop. And so yeah, that's going to do it for this review. And I'm Agent O, and I'm out. Peace.